Good evening, racing fans. Welcome to Black Flag Racing TV. I'm your host, Kruentis, and that, beside the sounds of it, is Speed Ace joining the chat just in time for the stream start. Can you hear me alright, mate? Now the stream can hear you, I think.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, there we go. I've sort of realised last minute that I've mucked up. I actually can't hear my game audio in order for the stream to hear it.
Oh no.
That I can't hear the cars. I'm literally just hearing myself waffling in my bedroom for the next hour. Yeah, there should be a space in the lobby for you to join, so you can have a look, have an eye out if there's any incidents.
All right, I can be sure to cover for some of that.
2 eyes instead of 1. Who do we have tonight? I forgot to change that. That's the MRL versus TCR one. Let me just quickly do that like no one noticed. I thought I'd already done this, but clearly I missed one. Where is it? There we go. You guys saw nothing. ART versus ZFS. For ZFS racing tonight, we have ZFS Kruentis. Seems to have been at ZFS since the beginning of time. Very quick driver. Usually like top of lobby 1. Same with all the drivers here are like proper aliens. That's what I love about CTC. It's all the teams put in like their fastest drivers together.
Everyone is absolutely rapid in CTC.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. I realised that. I've just sorted it out. Speed Ace lad and Kruentis is quiet. We can fix that by making you quiet as well. Bumping me up a bit. Yeah, these are my streams, so do expect absolutely everything to be off for the first couple of minutes before I realise and fix them. So we've got Kruentis, Yeeted, JJ Hawley, Saitum, Mateus 46, Hudson, and Maligator running for ZFS. We can see all the ZFS lads in chat at the moment. This is going to be a good one. Speed Ace, do you want to read over the ART lineup?
Over the ART lineup, it looks like we have Nick No One currently sitting in third on the practice. And after that, JJ Horrell, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm not entirely sure on that, so don't quote me.
He's a ZFS mate.
Oh, is he?
Do you not have the,
I don't actually...
Yeah, do you not have the stream up? It's got like a lineups graphic with them all there.
No, I'm trying to get it booted up right now. That's kind of the issue I'm going with right now.
I'll go over it then.
Alright.
Alright, so for ART, we've got Yui and Zeno, Ginger Quinny 61, Kyle Games Drums, Nick No One, ART Christian, and OMD Dalton. I actually recognise Dalton. I ran with him. I think he did a couple of the BFER GT Alphas races. That's the only name I recognise from ART. Let's have a look at the race saying. So I did remember to change this one. I must have just forgot. I must have just missed the lineups seeing when I did it. So we are currently in the Gran Turismo Red Bull X 2014 Junior. Really high downforce car, but not to the point where it's just one continuous oversteer. It's one of the few like high downforce cars I actually properly like in this game. Because I did a practice race for this a couple days ago, and I found it quite intuitive to control. We are at Watkins Glen International Circuit. It's the long one for 26 laps.
Very fast-paced course.
I've just ticked in by accident. I'm not racing. I'm not fast enough for CTC yet. So it's 4x on the tyre wear, no, 4x on the fuel, 5x on the tyre wear, and refuel at 5 litres per second. So we could see a bit of fuel saving tonight, but it does look like it will be more tyre saving than anything that 5x tyre wear definitely going to be playing a role, but 5 litres per second, that basically means that, like, if you can go into the pits with 5% fuel less than the person ahead of you, provided you fuel to the same percentage, you'll gain about a second. So, fuel saving, not really. You could always see what kicks off. No, it's racing softs and mediums available, and softs and mediums are the mandatory. We're not seeing any hards tonight. When is qualifying starting? Because I don't think I can waffle for another 20 minutes straight. I think quali's starting at 15:15.
Sorry, I've got my sound on.
Yeah. I hate the sound of my own voice. Probably not.
There we go. Now you shouldn't hear it.
Thank you. Best off for everyone.
Nobody wants to hear you twice.
Once is more than enough.
Oh, come on, Taff. No need to be like that in the chat.
Speedy sucks, but quali starts at 8:15ish, you reckons? Yeah, they seem to just be in a practice at the moment. I think we're waiting on one of the ART boys to tick in. If I just bring the lineups up again, I can see who it was. Thought we agreed 8 p.m. It's Zeno that's not ticked in yet. Speed Ace, you're in the lobby, are you? Yeah. Just wondering who we're waiting on. I think it's just ART's race engineer we're waiting on at the moment. So it should be like 6 drivers per team, that's 12. 2 race engineers is 14, and then 2 commentators. It should be a full lobby. I'll ask in chat how long till quali.
Is the YouTube channel you're part of, is that Black Flag?
Yeah, Black Flag Racing TV. I used to do a lot of commentary with Urban Pirate before he stopped doing it and basically just gave it to me. But I'm only an editor on it, so there's a couple streams, if you like, go into the upcoming that, like, I've mucked up and I've not made private or deleted yet for some reason. Because you can't, like, delete stuff once you've done, once you've, like, added something. You can basically, all you can do as an editor is stream. You can't post videos or shorts or anything.
Okay.
Or delete anything, but it's enough to do what I want to. But like, if you have a look at like the graphics and stuff, there's a very subtle difference from where Pirate did them all, and then I started making them. I think the first throwdown one I did, I actually made that one in Microsoft Paint because I couldn't
Microsoft?
find. Yeah, using Paint, I couldn't find the I couldn't find like a free Photoshop alternative to do it, so I just like banged it in Paint.
Oh wow.
Say shut up, Danny boy. I'd like to see you do this. Wait till we get cars on track and I just turn into Prime Crofty out of fucking nowhere.
Trying to get this thing to stay up permanent.
Yeah, the cars you can hear out, I think, can get that or I'll hide that so we can have a look at practice. So
You're saying qualifying starts at 8:15 and we're
8:16 at the moment. They can't do anything. This is just practice, by the way, that I've got up as we're just waiting for 0.01 between Mateus and Ginger Quinny at the moment. I know it's just practice and it doesn't mean anything, but still interesting.
Oh, here comes the qualifier.
Oh, we're getting quali. Yes, we're getting quali. All right, bang that on. Look at that, 10 out of 10. It does say ART versus ZFS this time. Get all that up. So we've got a 10-minute qualifier to determine the grid. Can you guys all hear the cars all right? You should give it a go, bro. It's well fun. So yeah, it's ART going out first. Because it's I think it's their home race. Do you know whose home it is or not?
I believe home is actually going to be ART.
Yeah, that makes sense as they're going out first. So we've got Nick No One on track, Ginger Quinney, Christian, Kyle Games Drums, Dalton, and Zeno for the ART guys. Oh, did I miss
We've
Nick
got
No
ZFS
One?
setting off out of the pits now.
Yeah, we got the ZFS boys out. Yeeted, Prime Alien. After Tiger and Tonka aren't racing, be interested to see what the ZFS can do tonight and if they can maintain the P1 in the championship they have after the moment. I know it's only been 2 rounds, but P1 in the championship is still P1 in the championship. So I reckon for first lap we go on board with one of the ZFS guys. Do we have any preferences? I reckon we go on with Yeeted. So we know he's quick around Watkin. He's quick in general, but especially around here. And Andy seems to like the high downforce ones. I love the cockpit view from this car. Car. You race in VR, don't you?
I do, indeed. VR is definitely a different experience. I love the realistic feel that the VR puts in.
Yeah.
That's mainly why I use it.
I couldn't control wheel, so I went back to pad. like low C rated and then like high B, low A on pad. I'm like the only person who's like that.
I can't go back to pad. I have to stay on wheel. If I go back to pad, I'm going to be all over the place.
Yeah, I've had a taste of being quick and I like it too much. Alright, as we come through the final corner, get as close to the wall as possible to maximise the exit speed onto the long start finish straight down onto the run for turn 1, looking for that first Gran Turismo board, down to second, up to third for the better rotation, maximise the track limits out to turn 1. As long as you keep one wheel on the curb, they should be fine. So easy to pick up a half-second penalty flat through turns 2, 3, and 4 as we go along to the bus stop chicane. Another very tricky. Being brave through the bus stop is how you're going to be quick, getting close as possible to that inside wall, clipping all the curves, getting the maximum rotation from the car, past the marshal outpost there, banging it out on the throttle as Speed Ace leaves the room. Speed Ace, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Give me a second. I'm having some issues on my end.
Alright, Ginger Quinney has set the first lap for ART as we go on to I'd classify this as the back straight. As we go in 200 board, no 100 board in these cars, just goes to show how high the downforce is, how late on the brakes they could be, and that seemed like was that Yeeter just maybe a little bit too late on throttle there, just almost having a bit of a moment. Be interesting to see where this lap puts him on the grid. Fastest of the ART lads is Zeno with a 1:43.1. As we go through the final corner now, close to the wall as possible. What's it going to be for Yeeted? It's a 45.9, not quite the lap that he would have wanted. Hudson behind in dead last with a half-second penalty, voiding his previous lap and affecting this one as well. Now, the penalty line on this track is like about halfway through, like a little bit more than halfway through the lap, so it does like affect you quite hard, especially like if you do what Hudson's done, go off after the penalty line, because not only does it void the lap that you went off, it's also going to slow you down for your next. So it's currently Zeno that holds provisional pole at the moment, closely followed by Ginger Quinney in second position, 2.8 tenths behind. Mateus is very close, but he's got a 1 second penalty. So easy to do around Watkins. This is definitely going to be a race of who can get the least penalties. JJ Hawley in fourth at the moment, behind 10 milliseconds. So we can get a good look at the ZFS livery designed by this man here. If anyone in chat does know who designed the ART livery, do give me a shout. I love giving credit to the hard-working livery designers here. Get a good look at the ART livery as well. The blue and green just works so well, I feel. It's got like a sort of scatter design as well. Looks good.
Kind of like a cyber type.
Yeah, yeah.
Very well done.
Militides has came out, banged that car onto third position. As he maximises the track limit there, is he going to pick up a penalty? I don't think he will, because he did keep 2 wheels on the curb, but that is one of the ZFS lads in front of him with a penalty. Scrolled through down who it is. It is Maligator with a half second voiding that lap. It was 45.7 that got voided, so it's not like it was a quick one, but still, voided laps hurt. So still Zeno on provisional pole, followed by Ginger Quinney and Militides at the top of the ZFS boys. As I say that, Kyle Mandrums takes provisional pole with a 42.7 with just 3 minutes to go until the checkered flag falls.
Very well done. This livery apparently for ART was done by, excuse me if I say it wrong, Kuzi or Kuzi. Very nice livery.
Livery, yeah. Do you guys say livery or livery? I don't know how you type that to say which one you do, but I want to know.
I'm not sure of the difference, honestly.
You say livery, so I say livery, because I hate agreeing with Americans. That's what Miller's going to say.
Alright, we'll just do the opposite of each other.
43.5 for Milt, very consistent laps, but with others improving, he's found himself down in 6th position at the moment. Hudson has improved with a 43.2 to 5th, but with another half second penalty, it looks like it's going to throw this lap out the window as well. Mateus again, very consistent, 43.2 his fastest lap. 10 milliseconds off of ART's Ginger Quinney. If we look further back, that is yeeted down in 8th. I feel like we've not seen his true potential yet. So that last lap quite slow, definitely serving quite a strong penalty, as that's Hudson in the distance going to serve his. Going to try and not hinder the progress of his teammates behind. So we are 1 minute to go until the end of qualifying. Yeated is 4 tenths down at the moment. He's going to have to find some serious pace in the last sector if he wants to have a good shot at starting up from the front. Maligator behind him in 9th as well, just seems to be picking up one too many penalties. Fastest lap on lap 2 seems to be the only one that he's set at full pace. Nick No One improves, doesn't look like the position group. Nope, yes it does. He's up to P9. Maligator now down to 10th, 9 milliseconds between these two. Just goes to show how close these CTC races are. And that's Maligator getting inches away from the wall. It's a 43.7, so close to improving on his lap time, but it doesn't seem to have done it. But he has got another lap. So the first one to cross the line after the checkered flag will be ART's Ginger Quinney. He's 10 milliseconds ahead of Mateus. There is the checkered flag falling for qualifying. And he seems to be down as well. Kyle Mandrum's on provisional pole at the moment. If no one improves behind him, he will take it. But can you see any drivers improving, Speed Ace? I don't think...
I'm on the hunt. I can't find anybody just yet. I see Yeated has slowed down. He's got himself a penalty. He's going to go ahead and let Hudson go for another fast lap.
Knocks his board off, though. Hopefully he wasn't using that as a brake marker. Yeah, disappointing qualifying for Yeated. Interesting to see what he can do through the race. So we know he's quick around here. The practice race that I did earlier was like storming ahead, but 42.7 for Kyle Mandrums is insanely competitive around here.
Here goes Mateus coming around the final corner onto the final straight, and he's going across the line. Let's see if he improved.
Ooh,
no.
Not
Here
quite.
comes Hudson.
It does come Hudson. Has he improved? Yes,
That's
he
an
has.
improvement for Hudson, up into third.
Up to third. Destroying ART's hopes and dreams of the podium lockout in quali.
Looks like Yeated is the last one coming across the line.
Yeah, and we know he's not going to be improving on this one. So
Nope.
It does look like this is going to be the grid for tonight's race.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
This is going to be absolutely wicked. So the grid for today's race is Kyle Mandrums takes pole position for ART with a 42.7. 2/10 behind is UEM Zeno with a 42.962. And then it's 15 milliseconds between him and Hudson, the first of the ZFS drivers. And then Ginger Quinney in fourth for ART, about 2/10 behind Hudson. Then Mateus and Quinney, we've seen 10 milliseconds separating them drivers. Miltz as well, very close, about 50 milliseconds between him and Mateus. Then JJ Hawley in 7th, Yeated in 8th. Then we've got Nick No One in 9th. Maligator in 10th, 9 milliseconds between them two drivers, and then Dalton in 11th and Christian in 12th. So very, very close grids tonight. Yeah, from 3rd to 8th, it is just over half a second from them.
Yeah, they're very close together, and not to mention the top 3 are so quick. They are so close together, only 0.2 dividing them.
And 2nd and 3rd, less than half a tenth.
I didn't even see that. They are literally 1/100th apart.
It looks like the race is about to start. So let's get the race graphics on. Yes, it does seem like all 4 graphics are working now. It was just the lineups that I forgot to change. Thankfully, I noticed it before Dan. So, we wait for the lights to come on for tonight's race. 26 laps around New York's Watkins Glen circuit. The lights are coming on. It's 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go for match day 3, round 2. ZFS versus ART as Hudson gets a really good run off the line. Is he going to be able to get past Zeno into 2nd position? He seems to have gone wide, almost losing it there, managing to keep it together, but is he going to get a half-second penalty? Did he keep 2 wheels on the curb? Yes, he has. Hudson up into 2nd position. Mateus following closely behind. That's Hudson kicking up a bit of the grass there. As we go on to the run to the bus stop. Chicane with 3 abreast momentarily. Ginger Quinny having a look. Little bit of bumping, but everyone seems to be through there clean. As that is Nick No One going quite wide and letting a couple drivers past. Up front, it's Kyle Games Drums that still leads for ART. About 4 tenths behind is Hudson and Zeno, not quite able to pull away from them. As that is Maligator with a half-second penalty. I believe that was the bus stop that he caught that, just going over a bit too much of the curb. But wow, what a first lap this has been. Kyle Man Drums is not quite able to pull away from Hudson and Zeno, but that was Zeno having a look up the inside. Hudson managing to keep it around the outside, putting the car exactly where it needs to be. I'm losing my breath, and it's not even the end of lap 1. That's Mateus having a look up the inside as well of Ginger Quinny. He seems to maintain ahead. Quinny isn't going to look around the outside. Look how close they were to the wall there. Let's go on board with Quinny sitting. If he looks for a move into T1, he's going to have a look up the inside momentarily, but not quite close enough to go for the move. Further back, they're all close together. Kyle Man's Drums up the lead, managing to almost pull up to a second. The slipstream in this race is going to play a massive role as the lights are on. It's blinding me. I might have to turn my exposure down for a bit if it's like that for the entire race.
And Ginger Quinny actually makes a pass on Mateus into the bus stop.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I didn't even see that. Thank you. Let's have a look at the instant replay if we can catch that. Yes, we are side by side. Gets onto the inside, close to the wall. It's very hard to overtake at the bus stop, but Ginger Quinny's showing how it's done for ART, and he is up into
Kruentis is running on the inside.
This is so much nicer having 2 eyes on the track, because I miss almost everything that's happening.
Miltitis and
Dalton, yeah. Milt's keeping the inside from Dolt, but Dolt later on the brakes manages to make it stick around the outside. Milt's down to 10th position, starting on the mediums. I believe most people are on softs. I'll have a look at that later.
I believe most are on mediums currently.
Oh, are they?
Matter of fact, I think all of them are.
Alright, never mind.
Yeah, everybody's on mediums, running the same. Yeah. It looks like a similar strategy. We'll have to see if they decide to pit at a different time from each other, but everybody seems to have the same strategy on the start.
We see the tyre and fuel life after a couple of laps, and that's the bit I've mucked this graphic up a bit. I was going to try and get like the tyres and fuel, but yeah, the graphics are blocking a bit. I can see if I can try do something. That's that one that's moving.
We got Harl trying to make a move on the outside going into the bus stop, and he decides to back out of it.
Yeah, it's quite hard to go for a move there. I can see, can I like do that a bit more?
Oh, I think ART Chris, he might have had an issue. He is falling way behind the pack. He is sitting in 12th.
We're leaving the graphics as they are. I can't look around. I'll make someone work for the BFS one. Fix screen. Yeah. Screw you, KW. The graphics are how they look. As that is Hudson right on the tail of Kyle Man Drums now. He did have a lead at one point of over a second. CTC brand blocking display. Yeah, I need to sort. Actually, I can. Get rid of the. Do it like that? No, that looks ridiculous. Get the race stand that so you guys can still see do it like that. Yeah. How does that work? Does that look better, or should we go back to the old one? We'll see how it's like for a bit. We'll go over a general consensus Schick likes it, but no one cares about his opinion. It's my stream now, and I like my fancy graphics. 5/10 separating the top two. If you look further back, I love doing this as they're all like scrolling by, like going down a bit. Christian, has he had a incident or something, finding himself down in 12th by 10 seconds. He doesn't seem to have any damage or a pit. Maybe he's just slow. We might never know. Much better. All right, we'll stick with that. Jaeger spending ages on the fancy graphics just to be told that they look like crap and they're blocking everything. We love to see it. Hashtag blame Jaeger. See any battles further back? Or should we continue watching, please? That was Hawley getting right up to Ginger Quinny. He's got the slipstream down the back straight. Ginger Quinny goes defensive, covers off the inside later on the brakes. Is he going to be able to park it on the apex? Yes, he has. He's kept it stuck. But JJ Hawley with a much better exit. He's going to look around the outside of this corner, backing out to try and get the best exit. Look at how close they are here. This is absolute cinema that we've got. Hawley trying to get past Ginger Quinny, but Ginger Quinny not budging an inch. Best overtaking spot here is going to probably be prioritise your exit at this corner, maximise the track limits, use the slipstream and try and dive down the inside into turn one, and it looks like that's what he's going to try. Is he close enough? No, he's not. He's just going to back out slightly there.
He does have a long way up to the bus stop, though. He actually can get a lot of speed off that draft coming and get beside him before he gets there.
Forget how long this is, especially if it's the straight is. Yes, that
there he
is.
goes
There
up
they
beside
are,
him
side
right
by
now.
side on the run to the bus stop. Ginger Quinny has the inside line for it, but if JJ Hawley can be later on the brakes, he will be able to get past, but he just backs off slightly. It's very, very dangerous to go for a move at the bus stop, but clearly we've seen the fast guys can make it work. No graphics is much better. All right, I'll make that. I'll keep that in mind for the next one. I'll sort of work something out. But now we can see like where they're braking, like where the gears, where the shifting. You can see loads more with that graphics. But I like the way.
Right now we got a top three of Kyle Drums and Hudson and Zeno pulling away with 3 seconds between the next car and fourth.
Ooh, good spot. Yeah, they are. We've got a leading pack here starting to form. Hudson keeping it up front for ZFS. The midfield is dominated by the ZFS lads, showing us how it is done. Hawley is still trying to get past Ginger Quinny. I don't think that gap between them has gone below 3/10 this entire lap. Look at how close they are, bumper to bumper. Is Hawley going to be able to get past this time around? He doesn't quite seem to be close enough to make it work, but he is gaining a lot with that slipstream, and he's just going to back out. Again, try and play it smart, pull away from his team in the black. Getting all this ZFS guys stream time tonight. Yeah, no graphics, much better, alright. Keep that in mind.
Well, we got Hawley coming up on the outside again, going on the outside of Ginger Quinny, going into the bus stop again. They're side by side.
Going insanely defensive there.
Oh, and Quinny backs out. Horrell's going to hold on to the inside.
Around the outside goes JJ Hawley.
Horrell makes it stick, along with Mateus coming around.
Yeah, Quinny backing out a bit too much. Is he going to have 3 ZFS guys to deal with if Yeaton can get past? But he's got the inside line for this corner, and it does look like he's going to stay ahead. Was that a bit of contact between him and Yeaton trying to get past? Yeaton taking quite a bit more speed than Quinny. We can have a look at that later if I remember to save the replay, which, no, press the instant replay key, which I haven't. Because that's Miltitis with a 1 second penalty, serving that and allowing Nick No One past, but he's far enough ahead to keep Maligator at bay. So 2 of the ZFS guys, JJ Hawley and Saiton, getting past Ginger Quinny. See what Yeaton can do soon. and how Hawley and Saito pull away further up front. This pack is still pulling away, about 5 tenths separating both of the drivers, as that's Hawley that gets the fastest lap of, Hudson that gets the fastest lap of the race so far at 44.8. Bloody hell. I love streams like this where I'm like losing my voice, or like my mum will come in and tell me to shut the fuck up. That's how I know my commentary.
It's going really well. It's very entertaining, these guys going around this track as fast as they are and as close together as they are.
Yeah, that's what I love about commentary, because I can feel like I'm one of the fast guys and like be proper involved in like all of the community leagues, even though I know damn well I'm about 3 seconds
Oh
too
no, and
slow
we got
to
Maligator
beat
with a
them.
1 second penalty right now.
Ooh.
That's going to hurt him a lot.
T1, if I use the instant replay, can we see that? Nope. You only get about 20 seconds from when you set the marker to when you can go back.
Well, he's still got a 2 second lead on Dalton, so he should be able to hold it out.
Yeah, but the penalty line at the start of a straight, you lose a lot more than the time that your penalties actually for. So it does look like up front, Hudson is gaining slightly on Kyle Games Drums. The gap between these drivers was about 5 tenths last time I checked, and it seems to be like 3 tenths now. It's good to see both ZFS and KW Customs. ZFS Hudson out here repping the team. I still think we haven't seen everything from Yeaton and Milts yet. I reckon they'll pull off some magic in the pits and come out to play later.
Taff, right now, everybody is on racing mediums. Everybody's on the same tire compound.
Take a drink, Kruentis. Yeah, I should probably go and fill up a water bottle. Because it's not just me in the comm booth. It's not like it's just going to be silent for a minute. I love doing this.
Oh no, it could be.
I sod you.
Right now, we got a very small gap between the three in front, staying within a second of each other, all in the draft. All within half a second of each other. My apologies. Let's see. I know you can't see it, but Yeaton is making a move on the inside of Ginger Quinney, but he couldn't pull it off. He backs out going into the bus stop. He's moving up on the inside, coming out of the next turn after the bus stop, and he makes the move stick while Ginger Quinney goes wide into the wall. I hate we're missing that one. We're going to have to get a replay if he makes it back in time. Right now, we're 8 laps of 26 into the race. Everything seems to be going smoothly besides the fact that Ginger Quinney just went into the wall for a moment. He has some front left tire damage, and the front splitter seems to be damaged. That's not good on his part. I think he's going to... I don't know if he's going to pit in this one or not. We'll have to wait and see. Right now we have Chris going in for a 1 second penalty, serving it now. And still up front in the top 3, they're riding within half a second of each other, not falling outside of 0.5 seconds.
How many laps is the race? 26, mate. We're on lap 9. Oh, I've covered the lap counter with the graphics now. I think.
Oh no, I told him what lap we were on. We're going into lap 9 of 26 currently, and I doubt we can save it now. But Ginger Quinney was passed by Yeaton, while Ginger Quinney went wide into a wall. He has front end damage.
Ooh, okay, wait, where's my controller at? There it is. I've just deleted the graphics entirely now, so you can see everything.
Oh, Ginger Quinney, his damage is gone. I didn't realize that we were on light damage, but it looks like, I think that is the norm for CTC, if I'm not mistaken. I apologize, but he did have damage.
Yeah, no heavy damage is confirmed by Crazy Taps, and that could explain why Chris Shah was so far back at the start. Lap 2 seems quite low. He might have got damage at that and we just missed it. I thought damage was an heavy as well, to be honest.
I'm so used to it being on heavy for ZFS, I wouldn't have thought any different.
Same, man. Yeah, the leading pack still slightly pulling away 6 seconds. The gap is between Zeno and Hawley with Mateus behind him. Yeah, Ginger Quinny, after slamming into the wall, has let Yeaton past after caught by the lovely Speed Ace. Looking good so far from Sykes. Of his brand new wheel from Taff. You set your wheel up yet? You giving it a go, mate? Let's have a look for the black. Who do you reckon we should watch? Because honestly, I've not got a clue. It's what I love about this. I'm just cycling through the grid. Everyone's
spread out a little bit now. Yeah. Hudson and Zeno are very close together. They're probably the best battle right now. But as of any other battles right now, that's the closest anybody is to each other. Everything seems to be going rather smoothly and apart, except for Mateus. Looks to be coming up behind Horrell, their teammates, so they're not going to fight each other. But looks like Mateus is going to give Horrell a bump draft going into the bus stop.
Yeah, so we've got the two ZFS guys here, Hoyle and Mateus, just working together. They've got just under 7 seconds to catch Zeno, but the mediums, they're not degrading too much. I think I remember it was like 16, 17 laps they lasted, and softs at the end. Definitely no rain in this one, although I was.
Ginger Quinny is about to be serving a 1-second penalty. Miltitis is on his way behind, and he looks like he will be taking that position from him, along with Nick No One coming right up behind him.
Ginger Quinny, after being third momentarily, I think, at the start of the race, down in 9th, after hitting the wall, getting penalties, he gets past his teammate Nick No One up to P8. But is he going to be able to get past the train of ZFS aliens ahead of him? So at the moment, if the checkered flag was to fall now, it is ART with a 1, 3, 8, 9, 11, 12, and then ZFS are 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. So I think it would be a ZFS win if the checkered flag were to fall now, but we've had no pit stops yet. It's far from over. It's Cowman's drums just sets the fastest lap of 43.745.
Still making fastest laps even with his tires getting worn out. An incredible run by drums.
Well, I mean, his mediums are only around like 25-30% red, I'd say. Like, they've still got grip.
I'd say they're about 30-35%, but yeah.
Yeah, well, they haven't blind to that, so take them with a grain of salt.
Besides, everybody's tire wear can be different as well, because it looks like Hudson has a little bit more wear than the leader drums right now, with Zeno having the exact same tire wear.
Yeah, it's very slight, but it is noticeable. Could play a role. Maybe is Hudson pushing a little bit too hard? Well, the fuel looks identical in terms of fuel saving that they've got. It's still JJ Hawley and Mateus 4th and 5th, running with Yeaton in 6th. So yeah, just seeming to spread out as we get to the latter stages of the first stint. We should see drivers coming in soon. Just trying to give everyone as much screen time as possible. No matter where they are on track. But of course, trying to watch the battles for as long as possible. I think we'll keep it on Hudson and Zeno for a bit. Hudson is doing really well, yeah. He had an absolutely cracking qualifier. Just put him high up on the grid and then getting past Zeno into second, and he's kept him at base since.
Zeno and Hudson are running close to the same pace. They are both neck and neck as far as skill level goes in this race.
Yeah, two completely different teams, completely different driving styles, like probably different wheels and stuff. That's what I love about the game. Like different backgrounds and stuff can lead to like exact same pace and strategies, and it livens up everything. Yeah, it's almost every lap's like pretty much the same for maybe Hudson's just slightly eking out ahead. That gap going up to about a second now. He's pulled quite a bit on him, and now of course I say that the gap starts going back down. I just shouldn't speak, shouldn't I?
Kyle Drums is pulling away. He is nearly 2 seconds ahead of Hudson right now. They were close within a second of each other, but now he is 2 seconds going into corner 1.
Oh yeah, Kyle Drums is pulling away from Hudson. Just look the back. Do we have anyone close together? Ginger Quiddy and Nick No One are quite close to each other. They're not going to be fighting too hard, of course, because their teammates got race engineers telling them what to do. Yes, Bop is on Big Jock, by the way. Just moved from a G29 to a Fanatec BD Pro. Damn, nice, mate. That's a massive job. Well, yeah, I reckon if I went back to wheel, I'd like go all out and do it be awesome.
I mean, even if you don't want to use it for your like competitive racing,
yeah,
having a wheel is such a awesome experience. Just for the fun factor of it. It doesn't have to be that you need to use it in competition.
Yeah,
as Hudson is proving right now.
Yeah, I had a T300 before, like when I raced with Black Flag, and then the shifters stopped working on it, so it was just taking up too much space. I ended up selling it. Then went back on pad and I'm miles quicker.
My arms were killing me after the Friday race. Yeah, that's just Group 1s for you. You got to do it again on Monday. Here and rig the wheel so I got more Group 1s.
Oh, and we got our first pit entry with Zeno.
Yep. So
Kyle Drums is going to stay out a bit longer. He is still running very fast times.
Yeah, lap 13, end of lap 13, coming into the pits exactly at the halfway point, and he's fueled to 64%, roughly the same that he's used. He's going to try and run these softs to the end of the race. Ginger Quinny in as well, fueling a bit less at 0.5. One major thing about Watkins Glen that you've got to keep an eye out for is definitely crossing the pit entrance. It's so easy to get a 3 second penalty here, just dipping two wheels over that orange line on the final corner, and it can cost you so much time. Yeah, that has given Hudson a bit of breathing room now behind, so he's got clean air. Still got life in them tyres, so is he going to try and prolong this medium stint to have the freshest tyres possible at the end? Zeno and Quinny perhaps going for undercuts on their respective drivers they're fighting. Interested to see if any of the ZFS guys come in soon. Yeah, I did proper enjoy Friday's race, considering I can never control Group 1s and I kind of avoid them like the plague.
Ginger Quinny is going to serve his penalty now.
Oh yeah, he had a half second, was it?
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just waffling, mate, don't worry.
I'm just keeping an eye open.
You're doing a proper good job, Mike. Seems to be getting dark. Could have a look. You know, with the exposure, we can still see the cars for now. If that changes, I'll up the exposure a bit so we can see him a bit better. We can clearly make out who's who, especially because I've got the giant name tags in front of them that tells you who's who.
Actually, yeah, I'll just bump the exposure up slightly. It's like a 2-second fix. No, it's not that one. Bump it up slightly so it's like it's not even night time. There we go. Look at how much clearer that is.
Kyle Drum's pulling up to a 2.5 second going across the penalty line. Just ahead of Hudson.
There's still no...
Hudson right now has a 9-second lead to Horrell, who is in third. And Mateus right behind him.
Yeah, the ZFS strategy does seem to be good. Staying out for longer. Actually, no, with the exposure like that, the lights are absolutely blinding. So, just pop it back. I'll do it a bit up so you can actually... There we go, that's better.
Yeah, those lights are a bit bright.
Yeah.
Hudson with a half-second penalty now going over the start-finish line.
Ooh, did you catch?
Not sure where he got that. I did not. I was sitting on him, but I was looking at my other screen.
Look at the chat. It is nice to see a bunch of the ZFS
Got yeeted
lads
going
in
into
chat
the
today.
pits now.
Oh yeah, good spot. First of the ZFS guys. Nick No One follows him in for ART. So we'll see what Yeaton can do with these softs. He's gonna come out in P9. It seems that's Ginger Quinney behind him coming out onto the back straight. Not back straight, start finish straight. Is Yeaton going to be able to get ahead? There he is coming out of the pits. It's going to be close between him and Ginger Quinney. Coming out of the pits, less than a second between them, but it does look like Quinney's undercut has let him jump Yeaton in the pits. Yeah.
Yeah, that undercut has saved Ginger Quinney a lot of time. Yeated is going to have to hope that his tires wear out faster than his own, because otherwise he's not going to be able to catch him in time. This is going to be a very close battle between them two towards the end, I hope.
Yeah, exactly. If you think end of the race, Yeaton will have lap tires that are 2 laps softer, 2 laps fresher than Ginger Quinney is, so it could play a massive role as we get to the last stages of this race. But at the moment,
Hudson is going into the pits. He has lost a lot of time to Kyle Drums after that penalty he served, but he is going into the pits now.
Yeah.
Going to switch to the softs. Horrell is going to join in right behind him doing the same.
Yeah. So we have
while
a look.
Mateus stays out a bit longer.
So we have a look at the pit crew putting on the tyres over the tyre covers, phasing through matter to get the tyres on there. Yeah, because there's like aero covers over the tyres. I don't know how they've changed the tyres that quickly. The ZFS pit crew defying the laws of physics to bring us CTC wins, but nobody's complaining about that. Has anyone got a 3-second penalty from the pit lane crossing?
I have not seen one just yet.
Which is very rare at this track. I'm assuming pit lane cutting is on.
Bill Titus comes out just in front of Yeated, right in between him and Ginger Quinney.
Yeah, where's Nick No One? He's about 3 seconds behind. And then Dalton coming out in 12th position. So still Kyle Games Drums the leads, yet to pit for the race leader. 15 seconds behind is Mateus in second, also yet to pit. And I'm pretty sure as Zeno, yeah, Zeno has pitted. He was one of the first ones that came in. Maligator close behind though, hasn't came in the pits yet, but if you can get close up to Zeno getting his rear views, a little bit cheeky headlight flashing to distract him a bit, maybe force a mistake at. Milititis and
and Kyle Drum goes wide onto corner 1. Ooh. Looks like he might get a half-second penalty from that one.
Yes,
he does. He receives a half-a-second penalty.
Let's have a look at that in instant replay. Coming along to
turn 1, and it just seems to be a bit too early out on the throttle. Very, very easy to do there. Just the 2 wheels clipping slightly over the curb, and he's picked himself up a half-second penalty for it. So yeah, that will slow him down quite a bit, but he has got 16.3 seconds to Mateus, but he's not racing Mateus. The person who he is racing is Hudson, and if he can get his head down and get some good laps here, he might be able to get past him in the pits. He had about a 4-second lead over Hudson, did Kalman's drums, but you can see, look at that red box, how fast it is coming down. Hudson is on an absolute storm to try and take the lead of this race for the ZFS racing team.
Zeno is wearing out his tires fast, while Hudson is coming up right behind him.
Yeah,
Zeno
yeah.
is going to have to fight off Hudson going into the rest of this race.
Zeno, he pitted end of lap 13, so he's doing half and half, so he's got to be trying maintaining them tyres as much as possible. So that is Kyle Games drums coming into the pits. Just to see how much fuel he puts in. It should be a bit less than half. 37%. As he barrels down the pit lane. Mateus comes in as well. So Zeno and Hudson are close together. Where is Kyle going to come out? Is he going to be able to get ahead? Zeno takes the lead in this race.
Zeno and Hudson. Hudson takes him.
Hudson ahead after the pit stop, pulling off the undercut. But Kyle Games drums, he's not going to have to worry about them tyres at all. He can just go full send straight away, try and catch them ahead. But Zeno, with the undercut of the century, has gone from third to first in the round of pit stops. But will he be able to fend off Hudson and Kyle with fresher tyres? It's all kicking off tonight. So top 3 still the same drivers after the pit stops, but the 2 ART boys swapping positions. So that's Hudson with a half-second penalty. Be interesting to see, he's got 1.4 seconds behind him before he serves the penalty. Is that enough to keep Kyle Mann drums at bay? Yes, it is. So 1.4 to 0.4. You can see that a half-second penalty loses you about a second if you're racing someone. So not actually that harsh in the grand scheme of things. It's nothing like Interlagos, where a half-second penalty might as well mean that you've got to start the race from Argentina.
With 6 laps to go, we got Zeno in the lead, Hudson in second at 4.5 seconds behind nearly, when Kyle Mann drums in third at half a second behind Hudson.
Yeah, it just goes to show how the different strategies are playing out. You can see the difference in tyre wear. Are them softs going to last Zeno 6 whole laps? Well, 7 if you count the lap that we're on. I don't think they're going to last. I think they're going to drop off and these 2 are going to go past. But will Hudson be able to fend off Kyle Games and bring home a win for ZFS? As you can see, the gap between him and Zeno is already starting to come down a bit by about 0.2 a lap. But that's not enough to catch him soon.
No, it's not quite fast enough, but he is losing pace through most of the corners. His tires are falling off rather quickly. He's got about 60% life left in the front left, and those right-handers are really giving him a hard time.
Milks is on a storm now. A good spot from Snod. Fastest lap of the race. 43.321. He's 0.3 purple at the moment. He's got Ginger Quinny up ahead. I just realised I've been saying Ginger Quinny the entire time. It's Ginger Quinny. Well, he's Ginger Quinny now. Black Flag Racing rules. The first pronunciation that we attempt at your name is the pronunciation that you stuck with for the rest. That's why Ronald exists.
That's a good one.
Man actually changed his entire name because I can't pronounce Roland. Like, that is utter class. So, not only is Milt quick, but he's doing it consistently. I knew we hadn't seen it all from Milt yet. Is he going to be able to get into the top 5 for ZFS? Further up, that gap is coming down, and Zeno with a half-second penalty, most likely from turn 1, I reckon. So the gap between him and Hudson is down to under 3
Hudson's going to get a penalty there too. And he does. He gets a half-second penalty coming out of that hard right-hander coming out of the bus stop.
Yeah, and he's going to serve it now, but Kyle Games Drums is less than a second behind him, 7/10. So it looks like Kyle Man Drums is going to go ahead and take second position here. He sticks behind, gets the slipstream for as long as possible. Hudson keeps the inside, but he's not got enough speed. Kyle Games Drums gets up ahead into second position for ART. Where's the TV camera? It's that one. Hudson does steal the fastest lap, the last one. The 43 no, everyone. The gloves are coming off now. Lost license. Not lost license. Wait, hey, just
lost license.
Just ask Tank Wanker, mate. That's my favourite one, Tank Wanker.
Oh, Zeno almost goes wide off corner 1. He looked like he got a little bit of a slide there.
Did he keep 2 wheels on the curb, though? It looks like he has, because he's
did.
not picked up a penalty. Oh, Kyle Games Drums is not dropping Hudson yet. The thing with this track, definitely, you can't just get 1 penalty at it. It is very much if you get like a couple. Oh, that's not what I want. If you get a couple, they do just seem to come at you again and again and again. It can get quite frustrating racing here. We've seen Hudson with quite a couple penalties at the moment, but there is Zeno. He's in sight at the moment of Kyle Games and Hudson. The top 3 are bunching up again. Are there any other battles? Milt is on the rear of Ginger Quinny. You keep your eye on the battle up front. If I miss anything, I'll keep my eye on Milt's and Ginger Quinny here. Milt's late on the brakes. Onto the run to the black straight, and he's got a wonderful run on Ginger Quinny. Gets into the slipstream, takes the inside line. He's going to try and park it on the apex. Milt's late on the brakes. Has he made it stick? It looks like he has, but Ginger Quinny is on his inside there. Is he going to be able to get ahead? Milt with the inside line. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he is. Milt up into the top 5 for ZFS. Oh my word, that was an absolute stormer of an overtake. Wheel to wheel from multiple corners. That's what I love about CTC. All the racers.
Oh, and Hudson goes wide out of corner 1, trying to stick with Kyle Drums.
Ooh,
that is going to result in another half-second penalty for Hudson.
Well, sorry for talking over you there.
No, you're perfectly fine.
So yeah, Hudson just picking up 1 too many penalties, and you can see the lead pulling away. He knows he's quick, he just can't keep on the track for too long. Great racing from 2 great teams, absolutely. Is Milt keeping Ginger Quinny at bay still. How far back is Yeated? Is 1.1 seconds as we've got 3 and a bit laps to go. Mateus is in shot as well there. Overtaking the race so far. Yeah, I'd reckon that wheel to wheel for multiple corners. Quinny's tyres are definitely dropping off as Milt is shooting off into the distance. Are Yeated and Mateus going to be able to make their way past? Just have a quick look at the gap up front. 2/10.
Kyle is going to be moving around Zeno, going down around this lap, it looks like.
Much softer tyres for Kyle Games. He's going to have a look up the inside of his teammate, not quite able to make it move. But looking at the different strategies, look at the difference in tyre wear between Kyle Games drums and Zeno there. Which goes to show how the undercut may have worked at start, but at the end of the race, the softer tyre will always win. Although I say that, Zeno is still pulling away from his teammate that's brought Hudson back into contention. Now, let's have a look back at the battle for 7th. Yeated and Mateus wheel to wheel as we go towards the bus stop. Yeated just pulling back there. Yeated, again, another one struggling with tyres after going for an undercut. We look at Kruentis still 1.1 seconds ahead. Milt is pulling away. Definitely want to be looking at the lead at the moment. Yeah, the last thing ART would want here is the two leading cars to take each other out. But the one behind is on much fresher tyres than the one in front. But you're not going to want to just give up a win for team orders. You don't want to fight too much. Is that Kyle Games drums just going a bit too wide? Yes, it is. He's picked up a half-second penalty on the penultimate corner. So easy to do there. Now, all Hudson has to do is stay within around a second to get promoted to P3. The top three separated by less than a second. On the penultimate lap, everything is kicking off here. Welcome to CTC.
CTC.
Shut up. We ignore every single voice crack I make. So that's Kyle Game Drums on the inside of Zeno going into the bus stop chicane, trying to pull a bit of a gap between
Hudson's
him
right
and
behind
Hudson.
Zeno.
Hudson right behind Zeno. As Speed 8 said, is he going to be able to get past? If we look at that red box, if that gap stays under around a second, he should be able to get past Kyle Games Drums as he serves his penalty. But what Zeno's going to try and do is hold him up as much as possible. But Hudson with the inside line, he's going to have a look. Zeno manages to fend him off, slowing down Hudson to try and let his teammate keep the lead of the race. There is Kyle Game Drums slowing down. Are these two going to be able to get past with 3 wide momentarily going into the corner at the end of the back straight? Hudson stays in 3rd position, but look at this, 5 tenths separating the top 3 as we go on to the final lap. Come on, Hoodie, we all shout in unison. Bring it home for us. As he's right on the black tail of Zeno. He's going to try and prioritise this corner to get past him. He knows he's got fresher tyres. And as we can see there, Zeno darting off to the inside straight away, making it very clear about his intentions to defend going into T1. Look at the radar there as there's contact. Was that contact from Zeno and Hudson? Did he end up going wide? Is he going to pick up another penalty? It looked like there was a bit of a bump when we were on board there. He manages to keep it stick wheel to wheel. So we go around to the bus stop. Zeno managing to fight this off on dead tyres on the final lap of this race. Look at that. Zeno with the inside. Who's going to be last on the brakes as we go to the run to the chicane? They're side by side through the bus stop. Oh my word, how are they making this work? As Zeno manages to defend Hudson and take 2nd position.
Oh no, Hudson's going to get a 1 second penalty.
Yeah, that's going to be a sharp penalty. Just a half second.
That's still going to hurt him. He's going to have to maintain 3rd at this point. Incredible racing by all three of
Would
them.
you argue that that was him pushing wide? It's clear he's trying to go on the inside. No, I reckon there was room given there. Could be a bit dirty air playing into the role. But wow, Hudson and Zeno showing us how it's done up front. Why am I still in chase cam? There we go. So it's going to be Kyle Game Drums that takes the lead of this race for ART. Will Zeno take second or will Hudson? It looks like it's going to be Zeno at this point. That gap looked a bit closer than I thought it was. If we go around the final corner, there is the checkered flag. Kyle Game Drums wins this round at CTC for ART. Zeno comes home in second, closely followed by Hudson for ZFS. Then it's JJ Hawley in fourth position, followed by Militidis in fifth. Quinny in sixth. Yeaton and Mateus still close to each other, but Yeaton with a half-second penalty is going to just barely stay ahead of Nick No One and take eighth position. Malagata rounds it up for the ZFS lads in ninth. Then it's going to be Dalton and Christian that round it up for ART. Now, from my mental maths, I think ZFS have won that, but it will have to be confirmed later on. What a absolute stormer that was.
What an incredible race by the top three.
I enjoyed
Kyle,
every second
well
of that.
done on the win. Zeno, well fought. And Hudson, amazing job.
How on earth Zeno and Hudson managed to stay side by side for the entirety of the bus stop on the last lap?
Honestly,
that was absolute cinema.
They couldn't have done any better than that. They didn't bump each other off. They didn't give each other a penalty. I think the only reason Hudson got that penalty was after coming out of the bus stop. He did have the better tire. He wanted to make a move on the outside. He got on the throttle early and just pushed himself a bit too wide.
Yeah, could have been a bit of dirty air playing in the role as well. That could have got him there.
Hudson held on to the fastest lap time.
Yeah. So, going over the results again, it is ART 1, 2, 6, 9, 11, 12, and ZFS 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. So, yeah, it does look like it's a ZFS win for us. It's been an absolute pleasure doing comms with you, mate. We've got to do this duo more in the future.
I enjoyed it myself. I feel like this is going to be a good one if we get another one going like this.
Absolutely, mate. I think... Yeah, it's one of the Gen X guys and Andy and me doing the BFS race. So I don't think there's any room left on that one. And then Chick should be
the BFS race I'm going to be participating in, so I will not be able to join you.
Are you? I didn't know that.
I will be. I will be in the race. I'm not just a voice.
You're a CTC driver. What are you doing in the com box, mate? That's for washed guys only.
This is for the fun of it.
Yeah.
No, I've enjoyed doing the comms with you. It's been a pleasure.
Hell yeah, man. I think I'm going to end the stream on that note. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Tune in around the same time on Friday for Gen X versus BFS. This has been Kruentis and Speed Ace on Black Flag Racing TV. Signing out. What a race that was.
See you guys.